Get ready for the side-splitting journey into the world of uproarious animal antics. From overblown poses to perfectly timed theatrics, these creatures have honed the art of being delightfully extra. Join us in exploring their award-worthy funny side in this captivating compilation of amusement and laughter. Here are the most overdramatic animals who deserve an Oscar. The fainting goats. Fainting goats have become popular subjects for viral internet videos on YouTube. One news clip has seen over 25 million views on YouTube, and the popular show Mythbusters devoted an episode to fainting goats. Their bizarre display of fear in large groups appears humorous and only causes harm to the goats if they fall from a high point. In addition, the goats are susceptible to stress if purposefully frightened. The Tennessee fainting goat breed has a disorder that affects the skeletal muscles, which are used for movement. When the muscles are voluntarily contracted, such as in the act of running away from a potential threat, their relaxation can later be delayed. Fainting goats are bred for meat and milk, but some people keep these seemingly tipsy creatures for fun. They're less likely to escape than other goats, not necessarily because of the fainting, but because they aren't good at jumping or climbing. Overdramatic cat. When faced with a rubber snake, most kitties just freak out. It might be something in their nature to act this way. I mean, if you had a fur coat, you wouldn't want rubber near it, right? So don't ask why cats are overdramatic animals. On a normal day, they try to communicate through vocalizations, facial expressions, and body language. They incessantly meow to catch your attention, put on a grumpy face when they're upset, or roll around on their back when they're having fun. Even the dramatic cats are fast, bold, apex predators with a variety of attack modes. But when confronted with a snake of any material, cats turn sensitive, too sensitive to be around. And when the snake is made of rubber, well, look at the expression on this one. As snakes' vision is largely dependent upon movement, an agile and dynamically unpredictable opponent would be deeply confusing. Cats are very likely to attack snakes that are slithery and sneaky. But that's not the case in this video. Here, you can see the funny animal was caught on camera for just being an overdramatic cat, and that's how it made it to the top of animals that deserve an Oscar. This funny pet is not the only dramatic animal. We have many more waiting in today's video, so watch till the end. The Eastern Hognose snake. This creature plays dead as a defense mechanism. The behavior is known as death feigning. It's rare in other snake species, but the southern and eastern hognose will hiss, spread their neck muscles, roll over, and play dead when disturbed. The act depends on whether the animal preying on the hognose snakes are smart enough to recognize the death feigning act. As the predators get close, the hognose snakes exhibit symptoms of disease or poisoning to impress on the attacker that there's something very wrong and possibly dangerous in consuming a snake that's dying. Based on North American studies, hognose snakes are notorious toad eaters. Maybe they have a way to store some chemicals from their meals, which can kill the predator that calls their act a bluff. If predators can smell or detect the presence of toad toxins coming off the snakes, this becomes a successful deterrent. The South American tricolor hognose snake does not feign death, but seems to rely on its bright warning colors to ward off predators. It, however, spreads a small hood and moves spatially as part of its defense. This behavior is especially among the juveniles. World's most shocked owl. An owl and its hilarious facial expressions have gone viral after thousands of people tuned in to watch this overdramatic animal. The bird, named Nellie, was making an appearance on an Australian news and current affairs show, The Project, when its eyes caused an internet meltdown. Hilariously, the presenter had just described the owl as calm when it suddenly turned towards the camera with its unbelievably wide eyes. One viewer wrote, "Yeah, she definitely looks calm," while another joked, "Dude, that wasn't decaf." The video was uploaded to YouTube and chalked up more than 177,600 views in the first day. Just to let you know, owls cannot move their eyeballs. That's because owls don't have eyeballs at all. Instead, their eyes are shaped like tubes, held rigidly in place by bones called sclerotic rings. Creepy. Stoffel, the escape artist. Stoffel the honey badger was raised by a farmer and grew up to cause chaos in the house. There were females of his species who eventually went back to the wild, but Stoffel stayed because humans had impressed him as such easy targets. He wreaked havoc in the rehab center, killing small bucks, rabbits, and even an adult tawny eagle. He also visited the local lodge where animal control received frantic calls for help, as Stoffel chased the kitchen staff out, taking over as he helped himself to the tasty food. In another incident, he visited guest rooms, tearing open handbags to get to what was inside. One time, he broke out of the camp to fight with lions and ended up in the hospital clinic for 2 months. He was then put back in his camp and immediately tried to get back at the lions. In the end, Moholoholo, the camp, was sponsored by Rotary Club to build Stoffel a brick house. Still, after only a few hours in his new home, he escaped again with staff trying different tactics to prevent his escape. In short, a human-inspired honey badger can be a problem in captivity. However, Stoffel the honey badger will remain loved by all at Moholoholo and by all who come to visit the center and its neighborhood. He is an ambassador for freedom for all species. Drop your message to the ambassador on the comment section. Then check out these next guys. Crystal the monkey. Crystal is a female capuchin monkey and animal actress, acquired and trained by Birds and Animals Unlimited, Hollywood's largest supplier of animals. Her acting career began as a baby in Disney's 1997 film, George of the Jungle. More recently, she portrayed the annoying monkey Dexter in the Night at the Museum franchise, and a drug-dealing monkey in The Hangover Part 2. In 2012, she played Dr. Rizzo on the sitcom Animal Practice. This little funny animal earns maybe more than you do. After appearing in over 20 films by 2011, Crystal starred in an NBC commercial swinging on gymnastic rings. This followed gymnast Gabby Douglas's gold medal winning performance at the 2012 Summer Olympics. The New York Magazine, though, termed it a cringeworthy juxtaposition, and it sparked much debate about racism on social media. Crystal lives with her trainer, Tom Gunderson, in Los Angeles, California. Other animals that live in the home include dogs, horses, a cat, and another female capuchin named Squirt. Crystal, who sleeps no less than 8 hours every day, shares a mattress with Gunderson, his wife, fellow capuchin Squirt, and a chihuahua. I want his life. A classic chipmunk. This dramatic chipmunk was an instant internet sensation. The video is a 5-second clip of a prairie dog turning its head while the camera zooms in and dramatic music is played. The clip became widely shared after numerous uploads on YouTube. It is from the Japanese television show Hello Morning, featuring Minimoni's segment Minimoni Chica. College Humor also released a longer clip under the title Undramatic Chipmunk, showing the original Japanese version of the video. The audio used in Dramatic Chipmunk is taken from the score of the 1974 Mel Brooks film Young Frankenstein, which was composed by two-time Oscar nominee John Morris and orchestrated by Morris and EGOT recipient Jonathan Tunick. It uses 3 dramatic chords performed in full orchestra tutti and has a rumble of kettle drums in the background. The chipmunk turns its head and stares at the camera with a surprised look while the music is played. Since its release, the video has received over 50 million views. This dramatic chipmunk was named one of the 10 wildest YouTube stars. Jimmy the Raven. Jimmy was a celebrated raven who appeared in more than 1,000 feature films from the 1930s through the 1950s. He first appeared in You Can't Take It With You in 1938. His human co-stars were complementary to the bird. "When they call Jimmy, we both answer," remarked Jimmy Stewart on the set of It's a Wonderful Life, noting that the Raven was the smartest actor on the set, requiring fewer retakes than his human counterparts. When he became more popular with the studio, Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer had Jimmy insured for $10,000. Lloyd's of London wrote a policy to cover Jimmy's $500 a week fee, as well as Curly Twyford's $200 handler fee, in the event Jimmy forgot any of his words on set. Jimmy received a Red Cross Gold Medal in acknowledgement of 200 hours spent entertaining veterans after the war, and his footprints were enshrined in cement at a large Los Angeles pet store, along with those of Lassie and other Hollywood animal stars. The rare lyrebird. The story goes that a lyrebird was raised in captivity in the New England Highlands, and in the house was a young boy who was learning to play the flute. The bird copied him, and when it was released into the bush, it repeated the song and spread the tune to other birdies. This is partially true because there is a special group of lyrebirds that have a different dialect in the New England Highlands, and it is called the flute dialect. But a study found that the song is their very own, an incredibly complex whistle song. It sounds different in every region, but the one in the New England Highlands is particularly stunning. Chicks don't come out of the egg with full repertoires. They learn it very slowly over time by listening and copying the adults. Lyrebirds, like other songbirds, learn their vocalizations. So it's a culturally transmitted trait. That means a particular variance of their songs is passed down, not just from parent to offspring like a genetically inherited trait, but also to siblings and unrelated individuals across multiple generations. After a lyrebird was introduced to Tasmania in the early 1900s, it took decades for the birds to cease copying the sounds of mainland birds. Are you loving this video? Hit the like button, then stay tuned, 'cause we got more. Monkey opera. Researchers studied 636 recordings of vocalizations from 39 adult indris, a type of lemur dwelling deep in the rainforests of Madagascar. They found that lemurs could sing with categorical rhythm, meaning different rhythm patterns, similar to humans. These animals are a popular subject for many researchers because of their extraordinary history and biological diversity. This is, according to the Duke Lemur Center, a non-invasive research center dedicated solely to studying lemurs. The new study could shed light on the origins of musical rhythm and why it was developed. Researchers hope to study animals with similar music capabilities to humans in a quest to figure out how and when musical traits appeared in our species. They want to understand what separates a song from other sounds. Few researchers claim to have a definitive answer, but at the simplest level, they define a song as a sequence of tones, which may be repeated over a period of time into something that resembles what we'd call a melody, explained Brian Farrell, a professor of biology at Harvard University. He devotes part of his research to studying animal sounds in the natural world. Whatever the scientific explanation is, this is for sure one dramatic animal. The Malaysian exploding ant. High in the treetops of Borneo is an ant with a deadly secret. It can explode. On the outside, this is just an inconspicuous brownish-red ant. It lacks large mandibles, cannot sting, and generally seems like an easy pick for any predator with a rumbling in the tummy. But when these ants feel threatened, they raise their rumps as a warning. Then, if the would-be attacker, a much larger weaver ant say, doesn't back off, one or more tiny ants bite down on it, angle their backsides close, and flex so hard that their abdomens burst at the seams. By tearing themselves apart, the ants sacrifice themselves to protect the rest of the colony. Exploding ants have been known to science for more than 100 years now, but they're very rare. And while committing suicide to protect the colony seems a little extreme, it may make sense in the grand scheme of things. There's a species of ants in Brazil that closes up its nests in the sand each night, presumably to prevent predators from finding the ants while they sleep. But in order to remove all traces of the nest above the surface, between 1 and 8 workers are left outside to seal up the entrance. Can you hang out all night for your folks? Or just burst your belly with anything other than snacks? Not me. Loud bug. The animal that makes this noise is smaller than the human hand. It's a cicada. Cicadas are a type of insect that live all over the world, and they're famous for the noises they make when it's hot outside. Its loudest song is almost 107 decibels when measured from 20 inches away. That's 110 decibels, almost as loud as a chainsaw. The cicada sounds are made to communicate with each other, find mates, and possibly drive away potential predators. When the cicada wants to make noise, they pull the ribs of their timbal fast, creating clicking sounds as each rib hits the next. It's a lot like hitting bendy straws. When you move the bendy bits really fast, they make such a noise. Cicadas pull the ribs on their timbals apart and click them back so quickly that each clicking sound runs into the next, creating a continuous loud noise. Can you hear each click in the cicada song? They're so fast that it becomes almost impossible to tell each click apart, not to mention painfully loud. The peacock. Peacocks are the male variety of peafowl, and they are no exception to the penchant for strange mating rituals. It comes as no surprise that a bird with such a beautiful set of tail feathers would shake them to attract a mate. This proves that humans are not all that different from the animal boys. Peacock tail feathers are not just big and boldly colored. They have actually developed tiny crystal-like structures spaced throughout the feathers that bend and reflect light in interesting ways, making the birds seem so vibrant and eye-catching. When these crystal-like structures get damp, they may appear to shine brighter, making them even more attractive to potential mates. While this may just be a convenient accident for peacocks, rather than the preferred weather condition for hanging out, they certainly don't seem to mind dancing in the rain. Once the birds are damp, spreading those tail feathers and dancing, they are downright irresistible to any peahens nearby. Fainting dog. And the award for the best actor in a supported role goes to this dog, who pretended to faint when the owner tried to clip his nails. The act that was caught on tape and has gone viral shows a dramatic dog pulling a hilarious stunt when his owner brings out the nail clippers. The video shows the dog ignoring his owner until she takes his paw and gets ready to clip his nails. The pup then falls backward in slow motion, eyes wide open and legs up. The video was posted on a website, then on Twitter, where it has collected a whopping 5.9 million views. It has also collected thousands of comments from viewers who were impressed with the Oscar-worthy performance. It inspired others to share stories of their own pets and the things they do to avoid nail trimmings. This is not just another funny dog, but an overdramatic dog who deserves an Oscar. And it seems there's no end to drama when it comes to animals. Check out these next guys. Playing dead cat. A cat playing dead is an act of submission, which means that when you handle her, she considers herself your prey. So winning her trust will mean that as you approach her territory, you need to recognize that she sees you as a predator or friend. This TikTok video of a cat playing dead has gone viral. Cats are just as smart as dogs and can learn to play dead if they have a good relationship with their owners. Then, placing one hand on the cat's back and the other pointed at its head like a gun, you can give the command and teach the cat to flip over and play dead. Not all cats will want to be walked on a leash, but every one of them should be given the opportunity to choose. Walking a cat can provide your pet with a more enriched life. A lot of cats love to go outside and smell things, see things, and roll around in the sand and grass and dirt. Those are things they can do on a walk. Few of them play dead to avoid going for a walk. The lazy horse. To paraphrase Aristotle, human beings can achieve happiness by perfecting our natures. That means embracing and refining who we really are inside. And it sounds like great advice for every living thing, not just people. However, this animal is too busy horsing around. He forgot his Philosophy 101 classes. The sandbagger horse named Jingang has greater ambitions than being a mere steed. It doesn't seem to appreciate being ridden by humans as a horse should. Instead, it goes out of its way to avoid doing just that. Jingang the horse pretends to be dead in an overly theatrical way. The act is silly, funny, and proof that some animals would rather laze about than earn their carrots like we do by the sweat of our brows. More than 82,000 people liked the video of the dying horse, and it was also shared a massive 630,000 times. Huge numbers like these suggest that people relate to Jingang's antics. The next time you see a horse appearing to be laughing, tell your friends that the funny dramatic animal is actually on a nose-enhancing technique, which helps it understand whether you smell good or bad. The hugging sloth. This video captures the moment a woman gets a big surprise from a sloth and has the cutest freakout. The woman was visiting the sloth sanctuary in Costa Rica, offering a hibiscus flower to the animal to eat. As she stood near the creature, it became more and more apparent that the sloth wasn't hungry, she just wanted to cuddle. As can be expected of a sloth, the creature went in for the hug very slowly, maneuvering from branch to branch, ignoring the flower, and making the world's slowest beeline for the woman. If you stand just where you are, she'll climb onto you and that's fine, states a voice, presumably a guide from the sloth sanctuary, off camera. The woman in the video can't even talk. She is in disbelief at her good luck. Check out the adorable interaction. Orangutan kisses baby bump. An expectant woman was stunned when a baby orangutan repeatedly kissed her baby bump through the glass at a zoo. Naomi Davies from Gloucester was visiting Twycross Zoo with her fiancé, Ben Billingham, when they stopped by the monkey enclosure. To her amazement, a baby orangutan climbed onto an adult monkey's back and lunged for the glass to repeatedly kiss the woman's stomach. Support worker Ben started filming the special moment as Naomi, who was 4 months pregnant at the time, said she was incredibly moved by the sweet connection between the orangutan and her baby. Seeing the mother and baby orangutans both interested in her made Naomi realize the connection between a mother and child. Since the lovely moment in 2019, Naomi has given birth to a girl named Constance and loves being a mother. She plans to take Constance to Twycross Zoo in Little Orton, Leicestershire, so the little girl can properly meet the orangutan. Naomi added she loves the zoo anyway and wants to come over again and see if the animals will recognize Constance. The saddest cat. Dubbed the saddest cat on the internet due to his worried look and downturned eyes, Ben was just 1 day away from being euthanized when he was rescued. Seems like the cat doesn't like her name, but the animal deserves an Oscar for sure. He had been brought to the Vancouver Animal Emergency and Referral Center and needed immediate medical attention. The kitty was suffering from puncture wounds, infected lacerations, and a crushed spine. He could barely move, and one of his ears was badly damaged. There were a number of people who wanted to adopt Ben, but due to his medical condition and the need for constant care, none of the adoption attempts were successful. Ben would always require pain medications due to crushing injuries to several locations along his spine, and he also had to battle a bone infection. But he has come a long way since this hilarious photo was taken. Due to his sad look and his inspiring story, Ben has more than 38,000 followers on Instagram and more than 11,000 fans on Facebook. Crab's knife fight. This video of a knife-wielding crab is making waves across the internet. At first, it seems laughable, even endearing, and it's something you should see. In the YouTube clip, the creature is seen engaging in a sword fight. It seems the little crab handles the blade with ease, passing it between its pincers as it scuttles across a sink. When a human holding a much larger knife appears, the crab continues to back up. cornering itself against the sink and eventually dropping its weapon in an apparent surrender. Reportedly filmed in Malaysia, the title of the video translates to "Alone and wielding a knife, crab strives for his survival in the kitchen." The fate of the crab is likely sad. Nevertheless, the internet went wild for this creature, and that's just great. Some viewers were inspired by the crab to start fencing, but the truth is, the crab is probably being tormented by its human opponent before it's made dinner. It's definitely not normal crab behavior to use knives as tools or to use knives as a defense against humans. Just because the crab is able to smoothly switch the knife between pincers doesn't mean it is a knife ninja either. Thanks for watching. Have you encountered such dramatic animals? Which one impressed you the most? Let us know in the comments section below. Like always, if you enjoyed it, be sure to give us a big thumbs up and leave us some love in the comments section. To keep up to date with all of our awesome videos, be sure to hit subscribe and turn your notifications on to never miss a thing. Until next time, do take good care of yourself.